together for architect Hiten Sethi, CEO and founder Hiten Sethi and Associates. Put your hands together for Mr. Gurudat Deshmukh, Head Urban Planning, Navi Mumbai Integrated Industrial Area. Also put your hands together for Mr. Reza Kabul, President, ARK Reza Kabul Architects. Joining us is Mr. Sunil Godbole, Development Head, City Site Development, NMIAL Adani Airport Holdings Limited. A very warm welcome. Stage, Mr. Vijay Wadhwa, Chairman, the Wadhwa Group. Joining us next up is Mr. Mistry, Founder and CMD at Della Group. Put your hands together. Next up joining us is Mr. Saurabh Mehrotra, Executive Director, Valuation and Advisory at Knight Frank. A very warm welcome. The next up joining us is Mr. Harlino Broy, Head Project Management, Tata Realty and Infrastructure. Mr. Shashi Suvarna, Head of Technical Solutions, Pidilite Industries. Also inviting Mr. Akhil Palherkar, Vice President and Head Shapoorji and Pallonji Design and Build.
So distinguished panelists, colleagues and guests, a very warm welcome to the afternoon session on economic transformation and urban design infrastructure. Within a single lifetime, we have witnessed extraordinary changes. We have witnessed India's construction sector transform metros, highways, affordable housing, ports, precast and modular methods, BIM, drones, and green materials, and so on. Besides that, we have seen very dynamic approach from governance about regulatory reforms, RERA coming into picture, GST being implicated, consolidated labor laws, many different programs like smart cities, PMA, which made projects more transparent, bankable and resilient. The arc of change brings us to a defining moment. Our cities are no longer backdrops to progress. They are engines of India's economic transformation.
Infrastructure is the main key, and if you see Gujarat, because we're doing a lot of work in Gujarat and Gift City especially, where we have the infrastructure in place and then we are doing buildings. So, I mean, that should be the actual story of doing development. So infrastructure has to, the construction has to follow infrastructure, not infrastructure following the construction. I remember back in the days when we were doing work in the Mira Road in 90s, there was no water supply, there were tankers coming there, there was no drainage. It was such a bad shape, and they were taking all development charges, everything the government was taking, and they were not doing anything for it. But today I think there is a shift, yes, but still we are very much behind. We don't have the planning. We're just doing something and then we realize, okay, you know, something has come up. I think Gift is the best example. If you look at Gift, we have, the city is not supposed to be dug at all. There's a tunnel which goes from below the city, and you know, the entire infrastructure. So Jimmy, you're doing, I think, some infrastructure projects, you're doing some, I would advise you, you should do this kind of work. Yes, it costs you a lot, but in the future, in the long run, I think it makes a lot of difference. And you have to think about it. The garbage, there is no garbage trucks on the entire city. There's no digging that happens in the city because you have a tunnel, your water supply, your drainage, your cooling system. You have a central, cooling building, and the chilled water comes into the building. So there are no AC units hanging outside the building. Everything is in place. You don't have to do anything. There's a single window clearance. We put in the architecture, the structure, MEP. Everything goes as one package, and we get the, of course, if there's a comment or something, they come back, we address it, and we give it back to them. It's lovely. It's working over there. Is for us also, it's a pleasure, and I think for the developers also, it's a nice experience working in that kind of infrastructure.
There's a beautiful plaque in Nitin Gadkariji's office. America didn't build roads because it is rich. It is rich because it built roads.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I think that sums up the infra completely.
So, मेरे left वाले कुछ बोल नहीं रहे. I mean, you can join the discussion. I mean, there's nothing that you can't pitch in. But however, I mean, coming to the same thing, I think what design decisions do you think, Jimmy, most directly impact a city's long-term economic resilience? Because you will be going for the, like, Why I'm telling you this, asking you this is because when I started designing NANA, I was given a mandate that Lee had designed it for 1.2 million population. And with the UDC pair coming in and the NANA thing coming in, we were already facing a 3.2 million populations calculations for all the particular things, habitats and maybe the infrastructure and all those things. So this kind of resilient, tomorrow it's going to follow UDC pair in next 5 years. So I remember Wadhwa sir telling me, किसी को मानना है तो उसको आज FSI दे दो. I remember, sir, this is your famous statement which I keep on telling everybody. It's no longer friendly.
In the greed of FSI, builder goes कि मैं कमाने वाला हूँ. कमाओगे कब जब वो बनाओगे. वो बनाने की यात्रा इतनी टफ है. It's not easy, you know. It looks easy. रेजा आपने जो बात बोली बहुत अच्छी बोली. Government has spent capital expenditure, and that is not builder's job. Builder's job is to make in between 4 walls what forward plot is getting. If builder starts doing all those things, it becomes very uneconomical, you know. If you are doing NANA, please try to follow.
Yes,
let the government spend. Don't do 3 Mumbais. Do 1 Mumbai, but do it well.
Properly.
Do it perfectly. Don't do it half-heartedly.
No, in GIFT, another thing is there, you can consume any amount of FSI. We are doing buildings with 20 FSI, 1:20. But the infrastructure is there to take it. So why not do it?
Yeah, the master
Land
plan.
is scarce. You have to use it rightly.
What we have seen is that first thing is employment. Employment generates demand for housing. That housing demand will only come in if there's infrastructure. Otherwise, people just will not take an employment or take a house anywhere. And only then the value creation happens. So just to put some numbers, we were recently doing a study funded by World Bank for Chennai. And some very interesting numbers. What we did, we studied a 20-year history of land value movements, whatever infrastructure investments had come in, where job creations had happened, how social infrastructure had transformed. And we saw a very interesting trend. You may release FSI, sir, as you rightly said, but buildability is very important, and building had a very strong correlation with infrastructure augmentation. So what we found was that in a square kilometer area, a 6-kilometer addition of road infrastructure resulted in that service area actually going up by about 12 square kilometer, and that added about 1 million square feet of buildability into that area. So building construction was coming in. Similarly, infusion of social infrastructure. So if we brought in, for example, 2 multi-speciality hospitals, about 10,000 educational seats, 8 to 10 open spaces, that added about 2 million square feet of building in a particular area. And then how does this buildability or building coming into an area translated into value creation? About a 5 million square feet of development coming in a concentrated area added about thousands rupees a square feet to the land value. And this was proven through empirical evidence of what was happening in Chennai. So very direct correlation between infrastructure coming and another important factor, job creation. Incremental 75,000 jobs getting created within a radius of 8 kilometers added about 400 rupees a square feet to the land value. So if you see value creation is following a trend of infrastructure, building, job creation, and then that translates into land value increase.